Hello, and welcome back, everyone, to another episode of D6, where I, Yaro Shien, bring together voice acting friends, abridging friends, and friends in general onto a D&D live stream show. Somehow my camera just froze, I think. Right in the middle of it.
I was like, we're friends, Aaron? I didn't know this.
Are we?
I didn't know this. This is news to me. I feel happy. I'm engaged in this.
Can I slap him, please? Please, can I slap him just for that?
Oh, you've already done that, sweetie.
Okay, let me actually aim this time.
I need to turn it down a little bit.
Stop playing Overwatch, Kevin.
I'm not.
Hold on.
There we go. I have fixed it. I fixed my camera. Good for me. Okay, so hopefully now with that out of the way. Hi everyone. Oh god. This is probably gonna be a rough and shaky night. I could already feel the
Why?
trust me when I say this, I feel the mentality of the stream.
Of us players or the audience?
The audience.
Uh-oh.
What's going on?
Or the lack thereof one.
Oh.
Well, let's see.
It is freezing in here, by the way.
Yeah, same here.
So, let me go ahead and jump on into general announcements from my end, because I'm pretty sure a lot of you would like to know when the next abridged thing is coming out. I don't know. I haven't written a script for anything. I have been relatively busy all this month. I'm probably going to be a bit busy next month due to quite a few things that will be happening. I know you guys often come here to watch the funnies, good for you, but unfortunately I have not found the time in order to sit down with anyone to write anything that is abridging wise. So
that's right, everybody. It's his fault.
It is my fault. So you ask me when the next episode's coming out, I don't even know right now. I just need to find a time to sit down and do things. I've been busy with family all this month, so that's what's happening here tonight is relatively an uphill direction of what usually happens.
But it is coming.
Yeah, it's coming. It'll come. Hopefully before the end of the year, but something will be there before the end of the year. I don't know what, but it'll be there. As for other videos, such as EXP share and a couple of other video ideas, hopefully I'll be able to have them done over the course of the next week. I know EXP share is coming out tomorrow. I'll be talking a bit about DMing stuff. I'll be talking about, you know, becoming a DM and world building instead of just starting your game and not knowing where to start with your game, but also being able to give things out to the players before the game really starts. General lore, ways you want to build your world, that way you can give a sense of fullness instead of nothing at all, which is often games that I don't relatively enjoy myself. Then the week after that, I'll be talking about players and what you should do first time as players, which I'll be definitely insulting all my players.
Fuck you too, Aaron.
Alright. So, that in mind, let's see. I am moving on the 8th, and I won't be streaming at all that week. This is because during this time I'll be moving, I'll be trying to get everything set up. I'm pretty sure there's a couple of other things that will be happening during that time. But after that, the weekly stream schedule will go back to normal. Let's see. Second to last thing. I think I'll actually hold off on that one, mainly because I don't think I can get anybody interested in it anyways. So...
What?
It's nothing. There's literally no one here to hear about it either. Okay.
Let's get there.
Yeah. Last thing. I do want to thank the patrons and also a couple of other individuals recently. One of them being Jeremiah George, not a patron, but he is a musician. He is an arranger. He does battle arrangement orchestrations. Recently, I have been able to contact him more about wanting to get more into his musical library and being able to use them for D6, which he has now let me use his full library instead of the assortment few songs that I have been using, such as the Persona 4 theme that you would hear at the beginning of the streams. So you'll be hearing a lot more of his orchestrations. If you guys want to go check him out, his name is Jeremiah George, and you can find him over on YouTube. I highly suggest subscribing. He makes tons of Ruby arrangements. They're all battle orchestrations. They sound really, really great, and I am honored to be able to use the music for D6.
Nice.
So, and like I said, special thank you to the patrons. And on top of that, speaking of Patreon, Streamlabs has recently updated and brought in their integrations with Patreon. So if you decide to donate with a patron, or if you decide to become a patron, you'll see your thing in the alert box down below me, which will be down below. You'll see it every now and again when someone follows or something like that. But now with the patron integration, that will be more viable if you guys decide to become a patron via the via this wonderful platform that is Twitch. So, I think that's it for me. How about you guys? We'll start with Hawk.
With me?
Yes.
Well, not much is going on. Trying to, make it through life, all that good stuff. Working on various projects. Fate hit a minor hurdle, which I've gotten through, so I'm back on it. And I'm scripting ahead on a few projects. The release order for my next project will probably be Fate, then Air Manga, then Abridged, Not Me, as far as upcoming videos, with the hopes of a Christmas special for Saber and Son.
All right.
And I will be doing 2 streams tomorrow. One will be it'll be either an editing or a gaming stream, which I will be doing in costume and in character as either Bob Ross or Puri Puri Prisoner. And
I will be there to see at least a part of that.
I will be there to join.
All right. And the evening stream will be my weekly Pathfinder game. Hopefully, we'll be leaving the bar we spent the entirety of last game at.
You guys never left? Damn.
I bet our GM okay, tell you what, I'm not going to prolong this because I want to kill things, but we're not leaving the bar tonight. That's just not going to happen. You have 5 players, all who want information. They're not leaving this bar.
Yep. Sounds
we
about
also
right.
found out that apparently tieflings are enslaved in this game universe.
Wait,
and
what?
2 of the characters, one is a tiefling, the other is her best friend who was a former slaver. Our DM accidentally gave the former slaver a southern accent.
Oh.
Adrian accidentally gave it a southern accent. He's like, I'm going to go with this. Committed now.
And nobody can say shit because he's black.
I do love Adrian.
All right.
But yeah, it's a fun game. I highly recommend you guys check it out. I usually plug D6 every week in it. I think I forgot this past week, but
Well,
Yeah.
we weren't streaming.
Yeah, we weren't doing the game. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, come check out tomorrow if you guys want. It's fun.
All right. I want our Ava. Sorry.
At this point, I'm just a lot.
All right. Oops.
All right.
That was a
It's fine. Bit of news. There will be a lot more videos coming up this week, like almost one a day this week, just because some things have happened at home, and I have plenty of time now. So I'll be putting out videos, and people I owe lines to will all be done this week. I know, I said that last week, but, I mean, honestly, it's just been a hectic week.
JoJo just jumped in my stomach.
Oh.
I was more or less laughing because it's been like a month since, like, Hawk said, hey, you gonna get those lines in?
It's almost been a month, okay? Yeah, but this week is nothing but editing and cleaning house, so, yeah. There'll be videos coming out soon. Gonna be doing a music video, so I gotta pick out a couple of VAs to help me with that. We're gonna be doing a cover of Hamilton for a project, and that's gonna be fun. I just gotta pick out which one it is, and that'll be out within the next 2 weeks. So I gotta start putting my nose to the grind tomorrow. So that's it for me.
All right, Tara.
Okay, Mob Psycho 100 Abridged, otherwise known as Mob Lunatics. The first episode should be out sometime this coming month. And I am otherwise just trying to script for the second episode for that. Try to get some lines that I owe done. Richard.
Damn.
I didn't say anything.
You did not say anything.
But I know. I'm just putting that out there. Putting that out there. It's public knowledge now.
I don't have work this week. I have plenty of time now.
I'm sorry.
I'll be alright.
Yeah, we out of stream. We'll set up a time.
Yeah, it's no big deal.
And other than that, I'm not much else going on.
Alright. Yummy.
I gets money and I gets bitches.
Excuse you?
I mean, obviously.
Okay, I gets money and I have only one love.
And that is for the booty, I'm assuming.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Especially because after the 31st, I can change my shit on Twitter back to Yomi instead of Yomi without booty, because we all know that's the scariest shit for me. But yeah, as far as projects, next week Hawk and I are sitting down for scripting Final Fantasy Episode 4. My Treesicle video should be done by Friday, like my first one for them. So look out for that. It's gonna be cool. You're gonna need to go fast to catch up with this one.
Oh, sorry. That reminds me, Yomi without booty. I feel like after this is over, I need some details to be filled in on.
You can message me at any time.
What did I miss?
Okay, I'll message you now.
Because I'm slightly scared.
What I miss?
No, don't be scared. I'm just like, hold on.
Alright, so with that in mind, I know Mina's not going to be able to make it. I know Emily's not making it. John is a nice firm maybe right now. So that's fine. He's not fighting right now. With that in mind, let's go ahead and jump on into the rest of the other week's game of D6. So,
Alright.
where we last left off, after starting the fight with the warriors of Dracovania, and also the members of Shadow Gear for this side of the team, the fight of the Tournament of Chord continues with Or being defeated, and now the rest of the team. Beginning at the turn, I'm going to start with Alana.
Okay. Jeez. Let me pull it. I luckily pulled up my sheet right before we started, so. Alright. Let me get this thing on widescreen. Oh, wait, do you have the board up?
Yeah.
I can't see. Oh, okay. Need to transition.
Strong transition.
It's saying cleaning.
There we go.
Okay, there you go. Alright, I'm trying to remember where I am.
You're
So-
right here.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all kind of backed into the corner.
Yeah. Alright, if I remember correctly, I am actually going to try to aim towards Gwenda.
Alright.
And, let me see. I'm going to use something that I keep forgetting that I have every so often. And that's, the double arrow. I forgot what the official name for that one was. I forgot. But yeah, I'm gonna try to hit her with 2 arrows.
The bow of Ilona.
Yeah, the bow. Alright. And my first one is 18.
That does not hit.
Okay. And the second one is 19.
That does not hit.
Damn it. Ugh.
So as you fire off 2 arrows from your bow, it just pling, ting, right off of her thick, silvery, almost platinum-like armor.
Ugh. Damn it. Alright. And that didn't waste my bonus action, did it?
Double check
Or is it a bonus action?
I believe, from what the card says, it is technically a bonus action to use
Okay.
its ability. Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Then I end my turn.
Alright. So for her. Let's see.
So it's Gwenda's turn, right?
Yep.
Yep.
I don't think that was the turn order. So that I got
No, it goes.
turn order.
It goes
No.
Alana,
No, it was,
Gwenda,
Alana.
Monda, and right now, and then after Monda, it will be Begonnen because Or is out.
I was like, can I look at her and kind of signal to her?
What do you want her to do?
If I have this just right, her channel divinity.
She does have channel divinity.
Turn undead.
There's no one undead though.
Damn it!
That's a cleric ability for most clericy things. I'm gonna say for her sake though.
Yeah, I thought it was like any other RPG where you could use it to bring back anybody. Shit.
Well, Ors isn't dead, he's just unconscious.
Well, I know
Yeah.
it's unconscious, but I figured it'd be like fucking like any other. Never mind. Fuck it.
No, that's fine. I'm gonna say for the sake as an action, I'm gonna have her cast a spell on Manda. Which Manda needs to make a save. Plus 8 plus 0 plus 4 is 12. Okay. Oh no, never mind. She doesn't have any 5th level spells left. Alright, fuck it. Get her up to here. And she is going to make an attack onto Manda. That is going to be 24, which beats Manda's AC. Which that's going to do 16 points of fire damage onto Manda as she pulls out what looks like a maul of molten lava, and she swings at Manda and bats her up against the chest, and she hits the wall and flings right back. She managing to get her feet back onto the ground. It was a pretty nasty hit. Alright, and that is unfortunately going to end Gwenda's turn. Braun.
Alright. One of the first things I'm going to do is mention to Manda that I'm pretty sure she and I will need healing soon. Because my health's not looking too hot.
Alright.
So I want to make sure Mondo's aware of that.
Okay.
And Begamen's directly in front of me, right?
Yep.
And now the ore's gone, he doesn't have the,
Nope, he's just as squishy as you are.
Ah, lovely.
That's some kind of squishy.
Well, no, because I lost all my resistance, too.
Yeah.
Alright, I am going to... Man, I had to buy a calculator. Anyway, I'm going to make 3 attacks against Begamen with the Dragon Slayer.
Alright.
You're a bastard, do you know that?
That's my main sword!
You could have used Astaroth. Or did you get rid of
gone.
that? I was gonna say,
Argoff is gone, mate.
Argoff ditched my ass.
I thought it was Astaroth.
No.
See how it's been a while. Fuck.
Alright, Aaron, the first one's a 27, then a 20, and then a 21.
Yomi, what's your AC?
Oh, fuck. No, I don't have the... Do I still have the boost from, the spell, Gwenda Cass?
Unfortunately, no, because she ended up breaking concentration after she got hit.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, my AC is 18.
So yeah, those all hit.
Alright, let me get the damage dice. See, this is 12. And let me pull the Dragon Slayer card again, because Dragon Slayer, it's additional 2d6 against dragons, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Still got the big space hand.
And let me get a handful of d6s out. I just remember the first, when I got you that big set of dice, like last year, Aaron.
Oh, I still use it.
I saw you open up and I just remember you opened up like that set, like, okay, I need to pull all the d8s out of this.
Yeah.
For something that was attacking us. I'm like, no, what have I done?
Like,
Alright,
just This is only like one handful. I could get about another one. And that's just from the dice I've either collected or from all the ones that you've given me.
Yeah. I like dice. Dice are cool.
Alright.
I still need to get a set.
You don't have a set of dice?
I don't.
No, currently my favorite set that I love to use is my beautiful set of metal dice that Tara got for my birthday.
Go away, cat. Jojo, go away. Sorry, then Jojo was trying to get in my dice box.
Then my secondary set is my critical roll dice.
I'm gonna get my calculator out. I'm just gonna buy just a regular calculator for these games.
That's what a cell phone is for, really.
I know, that's what I'm using for. I just like having regular calculators. $66 damage.
6 points of damage to you, Begaman.
66.
Fuck you.
That's a nice firm one. Alright. Is that going to be the end of your turn, Ron?
I'm going to... Let me see if I still have one. I do, I got a few. I'm gonna pop a potion of greater healing.
Alright. So go ahead and roll out your stuff for
Because
that.
every little bit helps. This time I'm gonna make sure I actually use D4s!
Alright.
Instead of when I was half asleep that last game.
Well, at least you're awake now.
Yeah.
Wicked!
17 total. Healed.
17? Alright. Alright, it is now Manga's turn. She's gonna risk an attack of opportunity to get the fuck out of there. Oh no, bro, no! Stand strong, my barbarian boy. Let's see.
Really hoping she doesn't leave me drifting in the wind.
Hold on.
Ooh. Oh, you got the transparent tier now.
Yeah. Thank you, Combat Tiers, by wonderful people over at PHAWT. They were $50. It was $50.
No.
Yeah. Combat
That
Tier.
little thing of plastic.
Oh no, they sent me like a whole freaking box set.
Okay, I'm just like, one.
was
I'm like,
like- it
oh,
was
okay,
like-
you got ripped off, Aaron.
No, like I got 2 whole sets for just the basic pack. Like this thing's fucking great. Like and like before they didn't have a box like this, but yeah. This is not a sponsor, by the way. I just really love these fucking things. I've been waiting like all week to use them.
That's why Mondo's going airborne.
Alright? Alright. So with that, I am going to... Begamnon, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Alright. 17.
17? Okay. So, Begamnon, as suddenly what looks to be a small flare out of the corner of your eye, you are hit with what seems like an arcane blast. And your muscles and body begin to seize up, and you suddenly can't move. You are currently...
What the hell is this?
You are currently paralyzed.
Yes!
That is called hold person. As now Manda is up in the air, currently maintaining the concentration to the spell. And
Yes!
that is going to be the end of her turn. It is now currently your turn, Begonman. And I need you to make another save.
Wisdom?
Yep, wisdom save.
Or...
if you wish to try and combat against the spell.
Nat 20. Well, 1 plus my modifier, so 21.
Okay, so what is that immediate restriction? You've known this feeling before, as it had been used on you by Olrog, the white sorcerer, and you're like, not again. And you manage, just out of the pure force of will, to break out of the spell. Fortunately, that does cost you your full action. However, you do have your movement.
So, Manda's in the air, right?
Yeah.
So I physically cannot attack her whatsoever.
No. No, not with your range. Oh, I forgot. Hold on. Just to be sure. It's gonna be 19. Yeah, that's gonna hit. By the way, what's her name? Gwenda did make an attack of opportunity on Manda, which did hit. So I'm gonna roll that damage 9. Which that one's gonna also do another 15 points of fire damage as her wings just spread open and managing to hit just the bottom part of her leg, that burning, searing pain. She managed to just get out of there as best she could. Alright. Begonman, you still have your movement, so what do you want to do?
Like, movement is all I have?
Yeah, all you have is your movement for this turn right now.
I have no actions. Shit. Trying to think. Trying to look at where Gwenda is compared to me.
I totally forgot I had that.
Where's Gwenda at, Aaron?
Right here.
Can't see. Okay. I'm actually going to move right next to her.
Alright, Ron, you do have an attack of opportunity.
I will take that attack of opportunity.
Motherfucker!
Let's see, that is a 18.
18?
That hits. No. Wait, no. Never mind. Yeah, it hits.
Needs to be, is yours 18?
Well, it's 18, but I thought I still had the fucking shit, so never mind. Yeah, it is.
Alright, let me roll Dragon Slayer damage.
Fucker!
You know that Tom meme from Tom and Jerry? He's snickering and closing the closet door?
Yeah.
That's Ron right now. That's a cool...
Yeah. The tide of battle can suddenly shift when your
damage.
barbarian is not there.
Thank Christ!
Alright.
Oi, get back your dragon, bitch!
Okay, so with that being the end of Begonman's turn, it is now currently Alana's turn. What are you doing?
Okay, I'm going to move 5 paces to my left, which is going to be your right.
Alright. Right about here?
Yes.
No.
And my bow is attuned with a certain little thing called the exploding bowstring,
That is true.
which I have not used in forever. I keep attuning it, but I have no. used it properly in forever. Okay, I hadn't found the card until today. I just found the card before we started the game. So, I'm going to try to hit behind Gwenda and the Goblin on the floor.
Alright, that does technically have a blast radius.
I know.
I'm gonna say Monda might get hit.
I thought Monda and Braun would both get hit as well.
Oh, you're trying to hit us. Why?
Okay. The way
I'm trying to go between them. It might hit you all.
The way the radius is a simple, like 10-foot radius. So
Okay.
it would be between him and these immediate squares here.
Okay.
So, Monda is right outside of the radius.
Okay.
So Monda is...
So, if I hit the corner, the exact corner, would that hit them?
Define the corner.
The corner of the arena.
Here?
Yeah.
Let's say... No, it'd be just outside of the range.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to aim for Gwenda, then.
Alright.
Alright. Come on, dexterity modifier. Please help me in this one. Okay. 18, 19. 22?
That is going to hit.
And 16, 17. 20!
That also hits. Meets it beats.
Okay! Yes! Alright. And... Alright. Let me just go back. The wielder may use magic and gain 1d12 explosive fire damage, so I have to hit my 2d6 first. 6. Okay. 6. Alright. And 7, 11. And then the d12. D12, that's 12. That'll be 24.
24? Alright.
Yep. And with my, no, that's, yeah, just gonna be it.
So what does the explosive damage do?
Explosive damage, 1d12. Explosive fire damage.
Yeah.
And since it hit, Gwenda itself, it actually would hurt more.
Well, the question is, what did the damage dice for the explosion do?
Oh, the damage was just to see how much explosive fire damage it was.
Yeah, how much damage did you roll for that d12?
Oh, 8.
8? Okay, so... Begomnin, you take technically 4 because you do have a fire resistance based off of the nature of your being.
Okay.
So I take 4 fire damage, or yeah, just 4 damage.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so let's do...
Fuck.
Good to know. Alright, so you unleash this bow and hitting Gwenda squarely in the chest. A burst of fiery arcane energy explodes out from her, also encumbering a bit from Begomnin, and you are watching this brawn right in front of you since it's so close. Monda just being right outside of that range, she's gonna be just fine. So with that, it is now currently Gwenda's turn.
I just call it to Begomnin when I see the fire, though.
See, this is what happened if you had to run away.
And with my bonus, with my bonus action, I'm gonna take just a potion of healing.
All right, Begomnin, with Gwenda right next to you, she puts her hand on your back and she grabs her holy symbol and she begins to mutter a few arcane words, and suddenly you feel a faint glow, and almost like this encumbering of, almost like the protection of Bahamut now encumbering you. She casts Death Ward on you, in which if you go down to 0, you go back up to 1 hit point. She's gonna move.
Alright, and I only got 6 points of healing. Okay, and yeah, that's... Yeah. Okay, good to go.
Get out from there, and that will be the end of Gwenda's turn. Braun, you're up.
Alright, where did Begamnon and Gwenda move respectively?
Begamnon is here, and
Okay.
Gwenda is here.
Alright. I will go to engage Begamnon.
Oh, you motherfucker.
Toughest fighters.
Oi, get back here! You can't run away from me like you did Alana.
I didn't run from her.
Rude.
Alright,
You can hear the grumbling from a distance.
Alright, that's a 23, a 25, and a 6.
So, I'm assuming the first 2 hit. No,
Yeah.
all 3 hit.
The last one was a nat 1, Aaron.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
So, that's 2 hits.
Yeah.
The last one's a nat 1. We'll see what happens after everything.
Yeah. I don't like those. I do like these 2 rolls.
Wait, what's so bad about you getting a nat 1?
Because Aaron has a funny way of handling nat 1s.
That one's already
Yeah. The fails.
Oh my god, I love this. This is a good attack roll though, so hold on. Go away, cat. Run. Beat it. And you know what I realized? I was not adding my barbarian bonus to my previous attacks. Get that real fast, hold on. I'm doing it for this one though.
Math.
Let me double check. Make sure I added everything right.
Hi, Ollie.
Oh yeah. 60 even.
Begamnon, where are you at right now?
Yeah, those kill me. Like, I am dead. I had, before that attack, I had 12 hit points.
Oh. So,
Like
actually,
the last one to be a light.
actually, Begamnon.
I know. I get 1 back.
Yeah. So, in this grand spectacle of attacks, Braun, you strike Begamnon twice, and you see him fall back, but you see the immediate encumbrance of almost large platinum wings cover, and he snaps his eyes open and he stomps forward, taking a breath of air. And before you can even go through with your 3rd swing, you suddenly feel the sword leave your hands as your grip wasn't tight enough, and it had flung into the side of the wall of the stadium, now sticking out of the stone cobble from one side to the other. And you see several of the patrons worried and concerned that pretty much a 1/3 of your sword went through the stonework, and all of them are freaking out.
My bad.
It's reachable. It's reachable. You could just grab it, but yeah, you weren't gonna get that 3rd hit. Aaron's funny way of natural ones.
Yeah. Funny, haha.
And it is now currently Monda's turn.
Fuck.
Let's see. I'm gonna say. Monda's gonna come over ahead of you, Begamnon.
God damn it.
She's gonna climb about another 10 feet. And then she's like, for Alana! And she takes her hammer and she comes bolting down and she's gonna cast Flame Strike on you.
For Alana, really?
Yeah. We don't talk much.
That does feel like something Mina would do.
Yeah, it would.
So for the sake of brevity, you are not making the save.
Uh-oh.
I hope that fixes. Press the button. There we go. So yeah, for the sake of brevity, you don't make your save, and you end up falling here.
And
Can I just, as one final move, can I just look at Alana before passing out?
Sure. And
Hey.
with an explosion,
Here for Alana, dead.
with an explosion of fire and light, radiance and blaze, a defeated Begamnon as the dust settles. You see, as he lays there. This time, it will skip Begamnon's turn. It is now currently Alana's turn.
okay, as she sees this, she's like, okay, just try to shake it off that he's down, but
She's having flashbacks of when he died.
yeah, it's kind of a little
Okay.
reminiscent. Hey, at least he's not dead this time, okay?
You can almost kind of hear some hope in that voice.
Yeah. All right. And she focuses her attention back on Gwenda. Alright. I'm actually going to put away the bow. Just because I haven't used this little baby in a while. My hand crossbow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It does give you a bonus action to switch between weapons.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take that. It's still, because it's lighter, it's going to be much easier for me. Alright, let's see. Okay, and let me see. Come on, let's go. Plus 4 equals 21.
21, that's going to hit.
Okay, and I'm going to just, it's just going to be one crossbow going for her neck.
Alright.
Okay, and it's 1d6 plus 4. Okay, 5 plus 4, 9 damage.
Alright.
And that'll be it. I just want to switch to the crossbow because I know that I have unlimited arrows, but I just want to use this thing.
Alright. As
You guys can take her out.
as one of the arrows sinks into the under part of her plate mail, she manages to grab it and pull it out, and she throws it off to the side.
Okay.
Alright. So
I'm trying to hit vitals.
Now Gwenda's turn.
Yep.
For the sake of the art, being an NPC. Alright, she'll continue.
Oh, you did the coin toss? Because she was the last one?
Yep. She's
Okay.
weighing her options.
Okay.
So with that, I'm gonna say. Wrong.
Yar.
I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh. Okay. I rarely have to do those. 19.
Alright. So, Braun, you've noticed this hand movement and this string of spells that she begins to conjure. So, as she's looking at you, you immediately feel the cold opening of a different dimension trying to envelop you. You manage to just dodge out of the way with her banishment spell being unsuccessful.
Nope, not this shit again.
Which she back up a little bit closer over here. And that will be the end of her turn. Braun, you are up.
Where is my sword?
Oh no, like I said, you just...
Oh, I got it back already?
Yeah, you reached out and grabbed it.
Okay, cool.
You're standing next to the stone wall.
How far is she from me, movement-wise?
8? About 45 feet?
Damn.
No, 40. 40. 8 times 5 is 40.
Yeah. Alright, thank God I'm raging, because that is the limit of my fucking movement. Alright, so I'm gonna have one of those anime moments where Bronze just kind of crouches down and lurches away, launching himself. Gravel just kicking up. Roaring in a rage. As I roll to attack.
Alright.
And, oh, by the way, I'm gonna do... Ooh. Okay, that's good. One's a nat 20. I was gonna say I was gonna do a relentless assault, but I don't think I need to. One's a 20, one's a 19, one's a 23. Or nat 20, 19, and 23.
The 19 does not hit.
Okay. But it did get the nat 20.
Yep. So the first and the second one, or the first and the third one hit.
And the one that was a nat 20, I just doubled the damage that was dealt, right? Oh, off to just a dice. Because it's crit.
Oh, yeah. Your damage is doubled, and then you add your modifier on top of that. But not the sword's,
yeah, no,
Dragon
not
Slayer
the sword
ability.
effect stuff, no.
Yeah.
Alright, just double check before I started adding. Oh, no Dragon Slayer damage. $67 total.
67?
Yeah.
Alright, so in your full assault on her, you managed to truly defeat a great warrior. As you managed to knock the weapon out of her hand and the shield to her side, you managed to just batter in upon her shining gold, her shiny silver platinum armor, and that is the end of Gwenda. And to the victory goes Team Shadow Gear.
Woo! Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna hug Ron for a second.
I'm just gonna lift her up into the air on my shoulder.
Dude, yeah, it's like heights. I don't like heights.
You're gonna embarrass yourself in front of the crowd.
Don't care. I don't like heights. And as I get dropped down, Alana's gonna run to Begamnin.
Begamnin,
she's just gonna go over the fence if he's already there.
Yeah,
she's just gonna book it.
He was already transferred out of the stadium to the barracks.
Yeah.
I now have a nice place.
She just left the whole team in the field. It's like
I just give a wave to Arya.
It's okay.
Alright. And upon your victory, you guys head back into the barracks. You're all healed up by clerics. All of you feeling one team feeling excited and happy in victory, the other team feeling remorseful defeat.
Aaron, I have a question actually.
Yes.
I picked up 2 exhaustion points on that one.
Yeah, you did. Currently, yours.
Will the clerics get rid of that, or I just need to take a long rest to remove
You
them?
need to take a long rest.
Alright, what's that?
So currently, your speed is halved.
And disadvantage on ability checks.
And disadvantage on ability checks.
Good thing it didn't go much longer. I probably would have died.
Alright. And with that, you guys, as soon as you make your way out of the barracks, you do find your other allies, being Oscar and Arya and
Arona.
All standing by, waiting to congratulate all of you.
I give Arya a big hug and kiss. Just run up to her and grab her. Like,
Stop.
yay, we won!
I can't hear Tara. I think that might be a thing.
I'm unmuted.
There you are.
I said, aww.
For what? What are you awing about?
The hug and kiss, Braun and Arya. Because gay.
Because gay.
Because gay.
Oh, the gay.
Yes.
You do see Orc kind of sulking a bit around. He's kind of being consoled by Gwenda over on the side, and you know they do kind of look a little disappointed, considering the fact that they're trained warriors and all that.
So was most of our team.
Yeah.
Like 2/3 of the people who fought on our team were.
As,
Wait, what?
You and Braun.
Okay.
Monda's still fairly new.
Okay.
So,
She's
with
good,
that being,
but no.
with that being said, as you guys begin to walk through some of the corridors within the stadium, you are met with a rather broad-looking individual, dressed in all red robes, rather big, not as big as Or though, kind of a little bit shorter, probably stacking up to about 6'7". And he has this long white beard. His eyes seem to be completely glazed over, and he is bald all the way through. He is very well toned for a elderly looking individual as he begins to stare to the rest of the party past the Dracovanians.
Big nuggins?
Nope.
No, I'm joking.
You do notice this individual.
Is he the guy in charge of the tournament?
Yep, he is the Grand Priest.
I'm guessing because of the robes. That's, you know.
Yep.
Usually a giveaway.
So, who shall be approaching this man, other than the Dracovanians, as he doesn't seem to have you guys' immediate attention?
I guess... I guess Braun will. Aria want to go? Alana?
Guess that's a yes from Braun.
I said yeah, but I was thinking about if the others wanted to go.
Well, Alana's not there. She kind of like booked it after the round. So.
Oh no,
We're
you're all
here,
there.
including.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm kind of like in and out. Alright. I guess I'll go up there with Braun.
Aria?
Okay.
I guess take Monda since she's actually on the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. So, as you guys approach this elderly looking individual, he staring down, if not past you, it's almost as if, even though he does seem like a blinded individual, he can sense your immediate presence. I see. Welcome. Hello. I'm not good at conversation. My name is Yom. I am the Grand Priest of Cord. Upon this victory, I'd like to congratulate all of you. However, it is to my disappointment to let you all know that the current champion will not be taking any fights this time around. However, into this situation, you have all claimed the title of victory within the Tournament of Cord, and as such, should be regarded. The King of Al-Anon will be seeing to the ceremony tonight. So, I ask that you all wear your most pleasant outfits, and we will proceed onward with the congratulations ceremony and the presentation of your prize.
Thank you, sir. I regret that we will not be able to face the champion. But we are indeed honored.
Well then, with that being said, I must handle other matters of business. Congratulations, Team Shadow Gear. I will see you all later tonight. And he gives you a very deep bow. And him coming upright, he quickly turns on his heels and he begins walking down the corridors once again. And you guys are left to your business. Is there anything you guys want to do before the celebration ceremony?
I want to go be with my dog.
Not even gonna check on Begamden?
That will happen a little later. I just wanna cuddle my dog because my dog was not there to join me in the tournament, and I kind of feel bad that he didn't. Come on, Shay's been with me on almost everything.
Alright.
He is my baby.
And we told you to let him join you. You want to get one of them into fight.
But I didn't. I mean, he only had 40 hit points. He would have been dead every time.
Alright. Alright.
But yes, I want to get him a hat. I want to get him a new hat. Yep.
Alright.
After the Grand Priest leaves, I look over to Arya. He goes,
So I'm supposed to look my best. So does that mean I don't have to wear clothes?
Please do.
Arya
Is
looks him
the
up and
gunman
down.
still there?
Yeah, you guys, having stood back quite a bit.
Oh my god.
Arya looks Ron up and down. Well, you know, that's up to you.
Please leave your clothes on.
And then she walks over to Begomnan.
yeah, I'm gonna go over to
How you doing, Baggy?
Arya gives him the dirtiest look.
I just want to point out that if you had any hostility from me leaving, I was kind of summoned. It was kind of like out of nowhere. It was out of my hands.
Do you really
Hug?
have, or are they just claws?
I look at Arya and kind of like hold my arms out, just like, hug.
do the Dr. Evil hug.
You couldn't keep in touch?
Aaron, we lost visual.
No, it's okay. You don't need that anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Here's the thing. A lot has happened. I'm pretty sure. I know you were sick yesterday when I talked to everyone else, but let's just say there's been a lot that's going on in Dracovania. I was kind of needed there. I knew you guys could handle yourselves.
Can I get the TLDR?
My dad's death basically spawned insurgents, and I had to qualm that shit.
Oh.
Yeah, so basically, the only reason Dracovania is able to run again is because of me.
Still, a Hermes letter is all it would have taken.
I mean, you're the one who's always going on about how educated you were.
Wait, you mean you haven't been getting the ones I've been sending?
You haven't sent any.
I look at Gwenda. Gwenda?
Yes, sir.
Where are the Hermes letters I had my assistant send out?
I believe, since you were handing them off to your assistant, amongst many of the things that were sent out, I believe they may have gotten lost somewhere along the transition.
I see how it is. We were so unimportant that you delegated us to an incompetent secretary.
It's not that we weren't important, it's just that, well, the entire kingdom of Dracovania is literally on the borderlines of shambling. So, the only reason why we haven't been able to do anything is, well, we've been busy. Well, I've tried. At least I know that the assistant has tried. So.
But still, after all these years, it's good to see you again.
It hasn't even been
And I am
yet.
talking about you as well, Missy.
It's good to see you.
It's only been a couple of months. It hasn't been a year.
It feels like a year, but it's been only merely months.
Well, being away from Alana for so long, it has felt like an eternity.
Is that your way of trying to win her over again?
You know it.
I'm glad Alana's actually distracted by the dog. She's not listening to any of this. She's just trying to occupy herself by looking at the dog and just, who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
Me?
So,
You're not within earshot.
So,
But, I mean-
where do you guys intend to go? You guys are still around the stadium area, but
I kinda wanted to
speak with Arvello and make sure everything's good with the Elaine situation.
All right.
If you guys are cool with me doing that real fast.
Yeah.
All right.
And then we get into our formal clothes. Look all fancy.
Fancy schmancy.
Those notes real quick. All right. So, Ron, does everyone go with him, or does anybody go?
Alana's gonna go shower immediately. She's gonna go straight to do the fancy clothes.
Well, I figured I'd get cleaned up first and then speak to Arvello unless we saw him outside of the stadium.
All right. Arvello, as far as you know, he's already kind of made his shop scarce around the area and has already gone back to his shop. So, anybody else going with Ron to see Arvello?
Negative.
Baggy, Arya.
Yeah, I'll go with you. I haven't seen him in a while.
All right. Arya, what do you want to do?
I'll go with Braun.
All right.
Wait, Boris is still in town, right?
She's around.
Okay, I'm gonna hit her up after this.
Okay.
So.
All right. So let's handle Arvello's thing first. Braun. You, Arya, and Begonnen, you all find yourselves at the front of Arvello's place. Begonnen, this is actually a new area for Arvello, as he had moved from what was in a downward cellar to now what looks to be a bigger building. As you enter, you do find yourselves immediately met with brighter fresheners and nicer and easier scented smells. You do see Arvello as he is kind of packing away some things, moving some things around, preparing for what may be coming up to the shop in the future. And he immediately turns on his heels and he sees all of you. Well, hello, my friends, and oh my Begonnen, you old dragony dog, you. I saw the fight. I cannot believe my eyes. So, please, Begonnen, please, come in, bring me a hug, give me a hug.
Aww.
Long time no see, Arvello.
And you both kind of clamor in for a nice big hug, and he backs away. Right. So, how may I assist all of you, or in the ever so necessary case of what may be hiding in the back room?
Yes, I was checking on the
Package.
I was checking on Elaine.
Ron, I do want to let you know something very particular about her situation. I've been checking her vitals every day, making sure things are on the up and up, going through the process of prestidigitation and making sure everything's clean. However, I have become growing my own amounts of concerns. It seems like her well-being, her health, is deteriorating. With what is absent within her, or not within her, her body is failing to respond to do things that matter, like breathing. Her heartbeat is becoming weaker by the day. You have very little time in order to fix what problem is at hand.
I was afraid of that.
Anyways, Serena is in the back. She's watching over her, making sure that she provides all the necessary needs for Elaine. But if there's anything you do want to say, I'd probably do it now.
Braun looks at the others and sees make sure that everybody's okay with him taking a step back into the back room.
All right.
I'm assuming there's no objections from Vagaman and Arya.
Nope.
Okay.
So at this point, McGowan knows like what happened and everything, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
you were informed.
Okay.
Basically, Elaine had her soul ripped out. The TLDR version. By Duncan.
All right, so you do find yourself kind of walking through the shop as it goes from this much more brighter situation to a little bit more melancholy. As you do walk into the back, you do see Serena, who, after your guys' initial endeavors in within the center of Crestbusk, you see her kind of get up with her bear, and she gives you a slight nod and moves out into the main room, and you end up closing the door behind you. So you see before you what looks to be a unmoving being that is Elaine.
I'm truly sorry things turned this way. I should have ended Duncan far long. I should have ended him long ago. He has been a blood in this world for far too long. I promised you, Elaine, I will do everything in my power to save you from this curse. I only hope I'm not too late.
Braun just basically just kisses her gently in the forehead and just walks away slowly.
All right. This feeling of emptiness, this feeling of cold, as you do touch upon her skin, it's almost as if she is, by force of will, trying to keep herself alive. And you notice from when this had initially happened to what is happening now, you see her complexion has grown paler. Her eyes have recessed much further. She's alive, but barely.
I will save you this time, I promise.
And Braun goes to rejoin the others.
Alright. As you leave out, and you re-enter the shop, you all convening. However, Alana.
Yes, I am here.
So, you, along with Monda, Oscar, and Arona, all head back to the Shadow Agency.
Okay.
As you open the door and you kind of feel like the normalcy of the building, you are immediately met with Nina Wayward as she is staring at the rest of you, and she having a slight concerned look on her face.
Nina, what's wrong?
Well, there's somebody out in the courtyard looking for you specifically, Alana.
Courtyard?
He doesn't look right.
What do you mean? Can you describe this man? I mean...
Tall, half-elven. Half of his face is, well, disfigured.
Disfigured? Is that... I know who you're talking about. I forgot the freaking name. You say he's in the courtyard, right?
Yeah. He said he only wants to talk. No knives, no bows, no arrows. Just talk.
Okay.
Do be careful.
If... I will.
And if he does anything, this building is prepared.
Thank you, Nina. I'll go meet with him, but just to be safe, I'd like somebody to join me. Just from a distance. And I'm assuming it would be Oscar.
Yeah, Oscar is like, oh yeah, don't worry about it. I got your back, Alana. Don't worry about it.
Because
paper.
Yeah, he'd just be the nonchalant guy back there.
All right. So, you walk down the hallway and you see what is the two large double doors, the windows in the center. You see a man, lightly dressed, but with a few flare pieces. He does look like he is wearing normal clothing. Hold on.
I forgot his freaking name. I'm looking for my sheets and I can't.
Alright. So, as you begin to enter the courtyard, and you see him kind of playing around with the fountain and what looks to be a couple of small birds, some of them being canaries, as they have grown to migrate here. You see this about 5'8" half-elven man. The whole entire right side of his face is completely disfigured and burned, as if a horrible accident had befallen him. A bit of his eye is a bit closed up. You see a lot of his equipment over off to the side just completely red and just kind of put off to where he's not touching it, kind of proving his sense of diplomacy. Oscar, you knowing where your position is, in which I'll let you know what's happening in a second, you do stand a bit off to the side, and you, Alana, as you step closer to this man, and the doors close. Well, I have to say, that was quite an entertaining fight.
Yes. My team did their best. She says nervously as she's trying to look around.
Don't worry, I don't intend to cause any major explosive damage upon this building again. I learned from my last lesson. However, my lord does wish to also give you his congratulations. However, Lord Azeroth will not be attending.
Okay. Is there a particular reason that you're here?
Well, I have my personal reasons, but also a message of warning.
Warning.
The deal that we made with the ever so wonderful Duncan has fallen through. By your hand, of course. You wonderful and incorrigible beings. However, we do intend to proceed with our own. So, as a word of warning and fair advice, I truly, honestly suggest you stop playing around, and should you intend to cross us again, the outcome won't be as pretty.
Well, I'm sorry your master has a little bit of a... How can I say? I'm sorry he's being such a pussy about this, but my team is strong enough to handle anything. And it doesn't matter who comes in our way. To reach our goals, we'll face anyone. And with that, she just turns heel.
How do you intend to get your allies' souls back? With Elaine dying, and also with, I believe, Monda's father now lying in the cold, hard ground, waiting for him to simply pass away. Do you intend to win this fight just by punching through it?
At that, she stops midway. I need to stop thinking about myself.
That you do.
And she's like gritting through her teeth. Turning around, she's like, "What do you propose?"
I am preparing to give you a few necessary pieces of information, and what I want in return, or rather what my lord wants in return. He wants a piece of a primordial fragment.
So you'd like to bribe us?
No, hold
on. Information.
Yeah, hold on, Oscar. You're just watching from a distance. You're pretty much just keeping guard, making sure that.
I'm just keeping guard. I don't need any input.
No. You're just keeping guard, making sure that there's no funny business, that Alana isn't like kidnapped or anything like that.
Right. Well.
So, all right. Sorry. I'm listening.
My lord is very interested in the weapon that your ally Manda has, and we are very interested in making sure that Duncan meets a very swift and unfortunate end.
What are you guys planning on doing, if I may ask? She's gonna use her flirt. She's going to flirt with him, just because it's been forever since she's done an interrogation with her
Make a charisma.
Sex appeal.
Make a charisma check.
All right, that would be 19. I only have +1 charisma.
Why are you trying to flirt with the Scarface?
Because it's actually part of her history.
Actually, no, this is technically persuasion, so add your persuasion.
Oh, persuasion. Alright. That's better. Alright. That would be 22 total.
Alright. He kind of looks at you and readjusts his shoulders. What our intentions are for a fragment, or whatever piece it is that my master has gained interest of, I do not know what it's for. However, it will help us with our endeavors for the long plan of breaking a few more seals.
And you think by achieving getting Monda's weapon, you can achieve that? If we break any more seals, all hell will break loose.
Well, at least that's what your imagination is. What our intention is far different.
Alana contemplates this, and and ask, when do you intend on doing the ritual? Or whatever it is you're doing.
That is on a need-to-know basis, and only my master will let me know in time. However,
Well,
I do like to ask you a question, and that's the reason why I'm personally here. We'll handle the more official in a second. You've started the trials, haven't you?
yes.
I find it kind of interesting, the reason why I ask. You have seen what it's like within the Emerald and the Ruby Enclave. Very forward-thinking, not as archaic as the Sapphire and the Diamond. And as he kind of lifts up his sleeve, you see now what looks to be the same crest upon your arm, only more complete and more damaged, though. How much do you intend to trust the elders of the Enclaves?
The Enclave has been my family and will continue to be my family until my dying breath. My loyalty is to them and Melora.
I used to think a lot like you.
Are you coming to tell me that you would like to mentor me, or am I wasting my time?
You'd be wasting your time asking for something like that. I just want to let you know that what you believe versus what is truth is either going to be your downfall or the realization is going to be truly great. I intend to watch the Enclaves burn.
Well, if that's your intention, my intention is to stop you. Nobody takes my family away from me again.
Well then, personal aside, what do you want to do?
I'll do what I always do. I'll fight, and I'll win. That is who I am. That is what I do.
Then I will assume I will not be getting that fragment of primeval then.
I guess not.
Very good. And he gets up and he grabs the rest of his stuff. And as he begins to walk towards the doors, he stops next to you and he looks. Perhaps in time, you will see what I saw. Family isn't everything. And he slings the rest of his equipment over his shoulder and he walks through down the hallway with no malicious intent. And he exits out through the front door. And moments later, you see a flash of blue light as a arcane ball begins to hurl across the sky.
Alright, and Alana just looks at him and she makes her way back to Oscar. Did you catch any of that?
Oh, I was a little distracted thinking about the implications, but where I come from, when strangers come up to you asking for fragments of primeval, or they want to release seals containing something, we typically tell them no. I don't know what it is with these cultist types. You know, they seal these things away for reasons. It's called a seal, because it's meant to be sealed away.
Do you think I acted prematurely? Or should I have talked to the team?
No, it was the right decision to make. But we should tell the others.
I just hope they feel the same way as you do. Alright, let's get ready.
I'd rather not take chances working with unknown elements, and I'm sure they'll feel the same.
Yeah. Alright, let's go.
So something to note, Alana, you still have the piece of paper from the Vault of Ioun, which contains the information upon this individual. He is known as Helios.
Helios.
He was a former member of the Ruby Enclave, and there's a lot that you haven't read yet, but you know where he is, and you know where to find him.
Yep. Gotcha.
I'll tell you more about him later.
Okay. Alright, well then, I guess Alana and Oscar are gonna try to make their way to the rest of the team. I guess at this point, Alana's already in her formal wear, so she's in her stunning green dress.
Right. We're headed back to the party with the intention to party, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, then Oscar's got to get in his
Yeah, his
changes.
His
civvies.
As the rest of the party, you all make it back to the Shadow Agency. You all getting prepared to dress Begamnin. You, along with the rest of your party, have not been invited to this party, or to this celebratory celebration. However, you do have a moment to say your goodbyes and prepare to head back to Dracovania.
Well, as much as I would like to stay with you, I do have my responsibilities back in Dracovania.
You can't stay and party with us.
Afraid not. I'll miss you, my friend. And then he extends his arm to Braun.
Braun accepts.
And then he pulls him in for, like, that bro hug.
Braun lifts Begamin off his feet.
Why you gotta make it gay? I was trying to have a bro moment. And you fucked that up. Fuck that up, Braun.
Braun just whispers into his scaly, cold ear. Shh. Just let it happen. Let it happen.
I pat Monda on the head and then give Arya a hug goodbye, and then I look to Alana. Hey.
Hey. Sorry you can't stay.
Wish
It would
I
have been. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for not answering that last time. Just stay safe then.
You too. And then I go in for a hug.
She tiptoes up to try to hug him back.
Then he just says fuck it and just kisses her.
She's reluctant at first, but she'll give in.
She always does.
Just, and as they break the kiss, she's like, I'll see you around then.
Yeah.
Just write, please. I'd like to know that you're still alive. Oh.
Trust me. I'll be keeping more in contact later on. For now, go have your fun.
Yeah, actually, before you go, there's something I should give you. Something I should have given you after our first tournament, actually.
What's that?
Do you remember that blinding white light that came to us when we had won the tournament the first time?
Sounds familiar, yes.
With that presenter? Well, they gave me a copy of what it was. Apparently it's called a picture. And I'd like you to have it.
I accept.
Yeah. You know, just remember when you were a part of us.
I'll always be a part of you.
Yeah. Well, take care then.
Believe me, I'm firing my assistant.
And we never heard from him again.
Alright. So with that, Begamnen, Or, and Gwenda, you all begin your travels back to Dracovania in the far northeast. And upon your travels, you will make it back to Dracovania safely and prepare for whatever endeavors are ahead of you, Begamnen. Yomi, thank you for playing with us again. You're absolutely wonderful. I hope to have you back much later in the campaign.
Oh yeah.
Alright. So,
I'll be down.
alright, so thank you, and we'll see you around, Yomi.
Bye-bye.
Hey,
Bye.
Bye,
sweetie.
you back.
Yeah. Talk to you later, sweetie.
Bye.
Love you.
Love you too.
All right.
Hate you.
Love you too.
Goodbye,
Goodbye.
I hate you too for that.
Alright.
Alright.
Oh.
Peace out.
Alright, later, mate. So. Let's see here. Alright.
I think Oscar comes stumbling in, trying to adjust his belt right as the door closes behind the three of them walking out, and he goes, "Oh shit, did I miss it?
Alright.
Oh, I missed the big important moment, didn't I?"
You are the worst spy ever.
I'll take that.
Alright, so all of you, as you now prepared, well dressed, you all head to Crestpusk. As you were informed that is where the celebrations will be happening. You are immediately met outside of the main Chamberlain, or the main road for the Shadow Agency. A rather elongated carriage being pulled by a couple of kookaroos. And you see what looks to be a bright-looking young man, and he looks down to all of you, and he's like, "All right, up on in. I'll take it down to Crestpusk."
Here we go again.
Oh yeah, I'm in my tuxedo again.
All right.
Haven't worn that in a while.
Alana's in her stunning green dress, and she's gonna turn heads again.
Right.
Choir boy.
Oh, he's in his regular black jacket civvies.
All right.
This is a formal event, Oscar.
Monda.
You'll have to excuse me, I haven't packed anything, so fitting.
Monda, wearing what simply is a bright white and well golden accented dress that she does carry along with her. This is the first time you've ever seen her in a nice party or formal wear.
And not, like, armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Oscar does a couple double takes and has to, like, close his jaw.
Arona, only having moved here just recently, Arona is dressed slightly nicer than usual using prestidigitation. Just what seems like a similar set of clothes, only this one's the slightly nicer set. So that's what Arona currently, I'm assuming, will be looking like for the night.
Yeah. And before Oscar can get to Monda, Alana just tells his ear, "Hey, before there's any fights between me and Monda, I just want to let you know that that flirting thing I did was just for Begamnen. you and Monda are way better together anyway, so no hard feelings?
Oscar gets a little frozen. He locks himself in place and he looks between the two of them and he just sort of and hums incoherently as he's like, no, I mean, yeah, no, yeah, but yeah.
By the way, for the sake of the argument, Monda rolled a 26 for insight, so she knew your bullshit.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good. That would have been bad.
It's like, oh no, I already knew you were bullshitting. It was
yeah.
funny.
I even told Mina. I was like, hey, don't be mad at me.
All right, so
Would you just like Arya?
Tara?
I'm sorry, repeat that?
No, we're all talking about what we're wearing to the formal event. We're asking what is Arya dressed as?
Doesn't she have her stunning blue dress still?
She does.
Yeah, from when we went to go shopping together. That was our girl moment.
But this time, she went shopping on her own time.
She did.
She's wearing a strapless, floor-length black silk ball gown.
oh dang.
Black as
We
silk.
match.
Oh shit.
Green and black, and then blue and black. Yeah.
No, Braun's wearing black and she's wearing black. She said.
No, but your skin is kind of green tonish, so
Oh, he's brownish,
Dark
actually.
brown.
dark brown. Okay.
Yeah, I still need to talk to Greg about fixing that.
Yeah, he's not one of them green orcs.
Right.
Damn it.
All right. So, you guys hopping within the carriage, which takes you minutes in order to travel across the city, and you find yourselves with a Crestpusk in the large center tower. As you guys begin to exit, you all see lines upon lines of royalty. Arya, upon passing through the main gates of Crestpusk, you do see one of the smaller buildings that were destroyed now being recently built and starting to look more and more what looks like a small theater that will probably be here fully built a little bit later, but you do see your theater is being made here. So you guys travel.
Damn noble.
As you guys finally getting up towards the main gates, you are all immediately noticed and met with a slight bow, some of you being +1s. You guys, as you travel through the large corridors and meeting within the large throne room once again, you see several people upon people, and all eyes begin to lock on to the main team of Team Shadowgear, with some very polite low clapping starting and the entire room beginning to envelop within the clap. You guys see up towards the throne is none other than King Marva Sentinel Alanon, the 52nd, and the Queen Ayin Alanon. Fortunately, you don't usually see the bodyguard unusually tonight, as he must be doing something far more important right now. But you do happen to see a few more guards a bit on standby, and along with the large, burly individual that you guys had met earlier, this being, of course, Yom.
And Alana is just going to step off because she's like, you guys are the Team Shadowgear. I was just backup help. This is your time, guys. And she makes her way to the bar.
Upon making your way to the bar, Alana, make a perception check real quick.
Okay.
As she turns to move for the bar and says that, Oscar goes, Yeah, what she said. And he turns and follows her.
Yeah, she made it 17. So.
17? You notice towards the other side of the bar, there being a strange suede-like door, deeply colored in red. Not visible to anybody else.
Oh, crap. I know where this is going.
So, as the party does continue on, you see Marva as he begins to stand along with the Grand Priest. You see as he waves his hands over the crowd, they all begin to die down. As Marva steps forward, he announcing towards the entirety of the crowd. This year, during the Tournament of Chord has been a very interesting one. And amongst many of the situations, between the preliminaries to this group saving this kingdom, to now bringing victory in its name, I present to the entirety of this room, Team Shadowgear, victors of the Tournament of Chord. And he raises his glass. The entire room also raised their glasses, some of them giving slight bows, and some clapping very lightly. With that, in victory, the Grand Priests will provide to each of the main victors of Team Shadowgear one wish to which will be granted to them. With that comes the end of a very successful year. And you see King Marva in all of his humility. He gives a very deep bow to the entirety of this group of the people that have saved his kingdom more times than one, who have saved him, who have been by the side of Al-Anon. This is the most grandest gesture that a king could ever bestow. He then places his glass down upon the side of his throne, and he sits, and you see the Grand Priest as he waits towards the bottom of the stairs, waiting to hear what all of you, Arya, Braun, and Manda, will want from the Grand Priest.
Ooh. And what are the limits of this again, Aaron?
I can tell you what the wish spell does.
Oh, it's a wish spell.
Yes.
Okay.
Wish. Wish is the mightiest spell a mortal creature can cast. By simply speaking aloud, you can alter the very foundations of reality in accord to your desires. The basic use of this spell is to duplicate any spell of 8th level or lower. You don't need to meet any requirements in that spell, including costly components. The spell simply takes effects. Alternatively, you can create one of the following effects of your choice. You create one object up to 25,000 gold pieces in value, and the object can be no more than 300 feet within any dimension. It appears in an unoccupied space you can see on the ground. You allow up to 20 creatures that you can see to regain all hit points, and at the end, and you end all effects to them described in the Greater Restoration spell. You grant up to 10 creatures that you can see resistance to a damage type you choose. And that's a permanent boon, by the way. You grant up to 10 creatures you can see immunity of a single spell or other magical effect for 8 hours. For instance, you can make yourself and all your companions immune to a Lich's life drain attack. You undo a single recent event by forcing a reroll of any roll you made within the last round, including turns. Reality reshapes itself to accommodate the new result. For example, a wish spell could undo an opponent's successful save, a foe's critical, or a friend's failed save. It can force a reroll to make a reroll that is made with advantage or disadvantage, and you can choose whether to use the reroll or the original roll. Also, there is a few things that can be up to the DM's decision.
Alright. So I'm guessing I couldn't wish for Elaine and Mom and Dad to get their souls back. I'm guessing like plot stuff's probably out of the question.
The way that is that would be under the term of recent events. Unfortunately, it wasn't something that they had to roll for. It was something that happened to them.
Yeah. That's gonna be kind of hard to guess. What do you think about again, Aurora?
What are the rules again? Can't wish for more wishes.
I still have a wishing ring with 1 charge left, too.
That is true. You can take you can take it to where you can just say that I'll take the wish as like an object to use for later.
Yes,
yeah, you could turn the wish into a wand of wish with 1 charge. It's probably 250,000 gold.
I'm not giving you that much money, guys.
No, that's how you would carry the wish with. Well, that's how you would carry the wish with.
Can I get a rundown on the limitations of the wish again?
You can create an object that's 2,500 gold pieces in value.
2,500. Okay.
You can pretty much do a mass cure and like super grand restoration ability. You can grant up to 10 characters you can see with a resistance to a damage type you choose, and that is going to be a permanent boon. Something like if you want Braun to permanently have the ability to resist like necrotic, that is something that he'll have forever, and that's something that will be casted upon like the entire party. Then there's a ability that like prevents you from ever being affected by a certain spell, like per se like a Lich's life drain should it ever want to affect you, and it won't work. And you can undo 1 single recent event based off of a dice roll. And then of course there are some limitations to what a DM is allowed to give you.
I'll save it for later.
Alright. And in which you see the Grand Priest as he pulls out from behind him what looks to be a long bluish looking rod, and he provides it to you, in which that will be a wand of a single wish.
Right. And we can't just wish for NPCs to appear before, right?
Interestingly enough. What that technically allows you to do is basically cast like a gate spell, but there is this wonderful little thing within the Dungeon Master's Handbook. Or the Dungeon Master's Guide. Which is based off of another magical item, but I am sure I can make it work. Let me see here. Let's see. Ah. You gain the service of a level 4 fighter who appears in a space you choose within 30 feet of you. The fighter is of the same race as you are and serves you loyally until death. Believing the fates have drawn him or her to you, you control this character. I'll probably adjust the level 4 to something a little bit higher to where they can actually be good.
Yeah, not die in one hit.
Yeah.
But when I meant NPC, I meant just like, you know, wishing Duncan to chains.
You can technically do that. Like, you can bring Duncan to you. It's basically a gate spell.
It could be a level 7 teleport or a level 8 demiplane, possibly. Not demiplane. Fucking, what was the... Oh, no, that's a level 9 spell. Never mind. Maybe level 7 teleport.
What do you guys think? Should I wish for Duncan to be brought here so we can duke it out with him? Or, you know...
Do you think having a battle in the middle of the King's Court is appropriate?
No.
Like having teleported to the dungeon or something?
No, because Alana still hasn't even told you guys anything yet, so...
Yeah, I mean, Braun doesn't know that he still has a hate on for Duncan.
Of course he does. He has a hate runner, but I would say hold it off.
2,500 gold worth of magic item doesn't seem like a whole lot to me.
I can adjust that.
Yeah. Because I was going to say, like, some of our magic items cost, like, 10,000 from...
Wait, 2,500? It's 25,000.
25.
You said 2,500.
Oh,
yeah, 25.
I apologize.
Oh, so it's
25,000. Okay.
25,000. Okay, well,
that makes more sense.
That is the equivalent of a legendary item.
Okay, that makes sense.
I'm gonna hold on to mine as well.
Alright. Once again, another bluish glowing rod is provided to you to do with whatever your intent it may be.
Do we know the head of the guards? Or who was like in charge of the King's Guard? Apart from the champion who's not here.
You know Aurox is pretty much the head of pretty much all of security. However, there are a few sound captains within the city that you have pissed off because of your guys' silliness. But maybe willing to help. But you do also know Gerald, Gerald Rothschild, Maven Poe, a couple of the generals that are in attendance to this party.
Because I was thinking about talking to them and trying to.
You already know that Gerald, upon your request, he was going to go with you to whatever endeavors lie ahead of you.
I was thinking about talking with him, see if we could set up a trap to basically use the wand to teleport Duncan into, so that way we could question him for information about Azoth and his plans and the souls.
Alright. I mean, it would be a matter of getting him to say those things, but the gap in difference in teleporting someone to you and getting them to talk to you is two very different things.
Yeah. I know. That's why I would wait until Braun said, 2 long rests, so that way I'm not dying. Because I'm still exhausted.
Right?
Probably not gonna have a fight right now. I'm guessing Mond will take hers as a wand also.
Oh yeah. I'll let Mina know. So with that, you guys are given another firm congratulation, and the party does continue. There are several High Royals here, should you wish to interact with them. But first, Alana.
Yes.
You notice a very familiar door.
I'm going to make my way to the door just to finally settle this once for all.
Alright.
And nobody can see me go there, right?
Nope.
I mean,
Okay.
you see...
Does anybody have perception to disappear or anything?
Make a stealth check with disadvantage.
Okay. Stealth check with disadvantage. Okay. And stealth is... Okay, that would be 14. Because I had a nat 20 the second time. So...
I mean, as far as the party is concerned, you're just one of the many patrons. Nobody's taking immediate notice to you guys.
Okay. Alright, then I'm gonna make my way to the door.
Alright. So as you go up to the door, it is, once again, that reddish suede-like material. It's almost shimmering. It's almost as if something within the back of your mind once again calls you to that room.
Okay. I'm gonna put my hand on the door just to feel the magic flowing through it.
You do feel as if there's almost like this arcane draw. You're never exactly sure how, but it's there. The last time you remember seeing and being within that door was in Hollingrad.
Mm-hmm. Alright. She's gonna push through and look behind her to make sure that nobody's watching. And then she's gonna go through.
May we proceed for absence?
As you go through the door, it's almost like a flash of light. You don't get the time to turn around. You don't get the time to immediately see what happens. But as you go and walk through the threshold of this door, you are immediately met with this long hall with what seems to be two figures, one tall and wearing a veil over this almost feminine and high elf looking individual, and this other one towards the middle of the table. You see his elongated features, balding with very light hair, just kind of relaxed down, his presence being hunched over this table. And as the door closes, you walk down the hallway once more. The deep red suedes within the room, the bright, almost tonal music that does seem to play from nowhere that you can immediately put your finger upon. As you walk up towards the table with two seats, one being empty on your side. Hello, and welcome again, Alana. It has been quite some time. Please, do sit.
She sits down reluctantly. Is there any news?
Of what?
I mean, I thought I made it pretty clear last time that I didn't want to change my current status. I thought if somebody had a change of heart and they would leave me alone, but that doesn't seem to be the case.
I am a relentless being, as you should know this, Alana. Once again, I come bringing forth a terrible future. This time, I will not use the cards to warn you. Either you or one of your allies will die very soon.
Okay. So you're just telling me this outright. I'm listening.
I have the power to bend the very fates itself. However, every soul that passes through this room has always, in their endeavors, had misfortune bind them. I offer you the chance to escape that very fate, and in your time of demise, you will come to me and not be on the ether.
Alana looks at this. You said either me or one of my compatriots would die. You know a lot. You don't know how exactly it's going to happen, but can you tell me what I can do to prevent it without having to risk myself?
There is nothing you can do to unexecute what fate will provide, but merely twist it into a different route of life, a different path. What you want versus what needs to be given in return are two very different things. I cannot bend fate without payment.
I understand. Now, if I were to give in and finally take you up on this offer, what security measure would be in place so that no one I know or love may die? To risk my life for them, I'd gladly do it.
You see the sides of his mouth begin to curl long and back. I will tell you everything you will need to know. And then I will bend the strings of fate in your favor, and you will know when it happens.
Now, if I do take this power... My apologies.
It's fine.
Okay, if I do take this power, what will I gain? And what will I lose?
You will gain the ability to save a life, if not your own. And what you will lose is the power of choice. The power to decide where you stand after death. For when you pass, this soul, as he stares at this almost feminine looking individual, After she is gone, you will take her position as my assistant.
But that means I can no longer be with my friends, correct?
Upon your passing, what friends would you have?
Upon my passing. Okay. Tell me, what's going on with the other enclaves? If I can stop that, then I think I will be able to save more than just my family.
We Archfey do not deal within the mortal and material plane of situations. The Enclave is merely a group of worshippers that have dedicated their lives to swearing their name to a goddess which only cares about this mucky world you call Earthseheim.
And what would you offer me?
The chance to do something that only one goddess can do.
If I do this, then once I die, I can no longer communicate with my daughter?
Once you die, you will come to me.
And any relationships I had in the physical world, will they be gone?
Correct. When you
Start
pass,
fresh.
there will be nothing binding you to the material world one way or the other.
Well, I'll do it.
Very good. And you see what looks to be this this high elven looking individual as she removes her veil. You see almost just as much as that mirror image of Serena Tana, almost just as much, only more dangerously enough, this almost like kinship, a very familiar face, and what looks to be a few tears streaming down her face, and she provides you a contract.
Alana looks at this other woman and just stares. I feel like I know you from somewhere. I mean, I don't know why. I guess it's just my... You just seem so familiar.
She looks at you and she bends a little bit closer, almost as if to whisper something in your ear. I will tell you in a text message.
Yes.
Sorry, I had to feed the cats. What I miss?
A lot of stuff happening.
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
Is Alana about to die?
you to do it this way.
Yeah, just.
Because the cats are being too loud, I didn't want them to, you know, be heard on stream.
Oh no, I understand. Oh no. And Alana just looks at the creature. And starts crying. I'm sorry, Mom. And she signs the contract.
You finish the contract and it places it back down upon the table. You see Rigori as he kind of draws back a little bit more, almost growing in size. You can blame Serena for all of this. When you see her again, let her know that her bloodline will always be mine. And suddenly, almost as if being pulled from your chest, like wires around your heart, you feel it yanked and pulled all the way through the door, and you suddenly, eyes wide open in the middle of this large, bustling room, still partying, still with many endeavors.
Why does this always happen to Alana at 4 parties?
It has always happened at parties. The last time it was when John had Steve.
Right.
No, that was
Oh wait, no, that was Phila.
You guys
That was
ever had
Phila.
Phila.
Yeah, Phila. Yeah, that was tough. God damn it.
Alright. So,
Alana's just going to shake it off, and
much like
she's gonna go back to the rest of the group just silently.
Alright. So, that in mind, the rest of the party, what are you guys doing?
what you want to do, Tara. We've been kind of dominating.
I don't know.
Anyone, it's a thing you want to speak to. Do the talking and all that stuff.
I think we're all just still at the party, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, I'm just going to Arya take a page from my own personal book and do what I do at parties. She's going to stand in the corner and look at the desserts.
Braun is going to... Sorry, go ahead.
The full-scale, sweet, semi-sweets, some very exotic, some things you've never tried before. They seem to be from different countries all throughout Erdseheimel. One looks like just a straight-up bowl of rock candy. You, a goddess of many sorts, a goddess drooling over the full table of many a sweets.
Hey, Braun, come try these with me.
Braun walks over to her, and as he does, he whispers into her ear.
You know, if these are the main course, I can be your dessert.
Okay.
Arya grabs a piece of cake and presses it on his face.
What you do not immediately see is what looks to be almost this, bluish-looking cake. never seen what it might have been. Braun, you immediately taste the taste of blueberries. Nice, sweet, bright tasting blueberries. And what also seems might be a slight tinge of almost like this curacao, maybe? Slightly alcoholic in it. You're not sure, but it tastes really fucking good.
Oh,
And it's also smeared all over his face.
Yep.
oh, blueberry, my favorite. Here, you try some.
He just takes a handful off his face and just smears it on hers.
Well, almost looks like
Arya grabs another piece, and before they knew it, they have just decimated an entire cake.
Yeah. For you, Arya, with this bluish cake all over you, it simply looks like a two-tone effect of from just your regular bluish tiefling skin to now this almost adorable looking situation going on. There is quite a few individuals laughing, but yeah.
You know you are noble now. Playing food fight with us commoners, so becoming.
Well,
Teehee.
I thought you were also going to be a king.
Well, he is open to that.
He says as he smears he just stuffs a chocolate pastry in basically just like a bonbon.
Yeah, it's super chocolatey and sweet. This thing could probably give you a fucking heart attack if it did.
You know, maybe we've risen in status. And maybe we've gone through some not so great happenings lately. But we can't lose our sense of humor. We can't forget to actually enjoy our time.
Alright.
I agree. It's nice to have a evening like this. Would you want to get cleaned up and maybe dance?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Alright.
Arya runs off to the ladies' room in order to clean herself off.
Braun does the same, but in the men's room.
Alright. As you guys clean yourselves off, Oscar. Oh, no, wait. Oscar's
Yeah, he just left.
Alright.
He had to go.
Amongst the other half of your compatriots, Oscar and Monda having their long, almost half-drunken conversations, and Arona is currently going all throughout the room, meeting many people, and being introduced to many people, and being very polite and cordial, and very forthcoming in her endeavors. With that being said, you guys celebrate throughout the rest of the night. After what has been a very long and trying tournament arc, you guys finally managed to catch your breaths. You guys end the night, heading home, finding yourselves within your beds, doing whatever that you wish to do, and
They're gonna fade to black. They're gonna.
And with that, that is where we're gonna go ahead and end tonight's episode of D6.
Woo!
Woo! That was short.
I know it's a little bit shorter than usual.
2.5 hours.
I know 2.5 hours is usually not within the regular, but this time around we may have had to do that. But we managed to get everything we wanted to get done. There is a whole league of things that we could talk about a little bit later. But to everyone that is still watching, we'll be back next week here back on D6, in which we'll be continuing our adventures. There'll be more stuff coming out, and hopefully I'll let Alana know some of the more juicier bits of what's going to be going on. So, with that in mind, thank you guys so much. And see you next Sunday. Bye, everyone.
Bye!